friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate. This is Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, and I have a new vlog for you today. I want to show you where I'm at in my current whip. This is Maleficent's Curse, and I have finished the first row this weekend. So today is January 4th, and that is how much I have gotten done so far. It was really sweet. Tonight my husband showed up at my office door with his diamond painting box over his shoulder. He's been working on the same diamond painting for 3 or 4 years. And he was like, let's diamond paint. So we watched Home Alone, which is my favorite Christmas movie. Hadn't seen it yet this year. We watched Home Alone, ordered pizza, and diamond painted. And it was so fun. So I love it when he gets in that mood. So we ordered pizza, and I have to get, every time I order pizza, I have to get 2 different kinds because my husband doesn't like the cheap kind. Oh, I need to turn on my light. The cheap kind that Casey and I like, and we don't like the more expensive one that he likes. So I'm so frustrated because I ordered from Little Caesars, which I do fairly often. Like whenever we're ordering pizza, it's usually Little Caesars. And I usually order the stuffed crust, because that's what Casey and I like best. So I tried to do that today, but there wasn't any stuffed crust on the menu, and I was like, did they stop selling it? And then I noticed there was this new kind of thing called crazy crust. So I looked it up, and the internet said they were the same thing. It's just like their new word for stuffed crust, basically. So I ordered that. And then when it arrived, it wasn't stuffed crust. It was just regular crust, and I was very confused. I called the customer service phone number, and the first thing I did was ask, is your crazy crust stuffed crust? And the person, I think it was a call center, because I called the local number, but it went through to a call center, and she was like, yes, that's our stuffed crust. She confirmed that the crazy crust is stuffed crust. So I was like, well, I just got my order, and it wasn't stuffed. So she transferred me to the local phone number, which frustrates the heck out of me because that's why I called the local phone number. Like, just send me to the local phone number in the first place. Anyway, so she transferred me to there. It disconnected me. Said some error too. I called back, got transferred to that number again. It disconnected me again. And so then I'm left with my choices of either driving down there in person and then having to wait the whole time while they remake it because I can't call ahead and have it waiting for me when I get there, apparently. Or just eat the one that I didn't pay for. Like, this frustrates me so much because I'm not getting what I paid for, and I paid extra to have the extra crust, and they're getting away with it. Like, my sense of justice is like, oh, because not only are they getting away with it, they don't even know that they're getting away with it because I can't get a hold of them to tell them they did it wrong and to give them an opportunity to fix it. And it's, oh God, I know this is like small potatoes, right? There's so much going on in the world. This is small potatoes. And we just ate it. But like, we don't get it super often. And we look forward to it every time we order it because it's our favorite kind of pizza. And without the stuffed crust, it was kind of a lackluster pizza, to be honest. So it's like we spent money on this and we were looking forward to it, and then we were disappointed and it sucked. So there's my gripe for the night. So all that was going down. Matt had to pause the movie while I'm trying to get through to customer service, and I can tell he's frustrated because he just wants to eat his pizza in peace and watch the movie, and he doesn't want to have to deal with me and my like overwhelming urge of trying to get things to be fair. But he suffered it. And then we got back into watching the movie, and Brutus, the dog that we're dog sitting for my stepdaughter, just lifts a leg and starts peeing on the couch. You guys. We're having this problem with him where if he's not being directly supervised at all times, he'll pee on the floor in the house. And at his house in Montana, I think they just leave their door open all the time and he can come and go as he pleases. And here it's like we let him out often with our other dogs, and I guess he doesn't go out there because he comes inside and goes in here. At least it's just pee. He hasn't pooped in the house. But anyway, he's a really good boy, but he can't seem to figure that out. So then he got a diaper put on, and he did not like that at all. So we had to pause the movie again, whistle the couch, mop the floor, lift the couch up so we could get underneath it, and can we just watch our movie? So it was an eventful time. But we did get about a section done each, because Matt had started in the middle of wherever he left off last time. It was the middle of a section, and he got about partway through his next section after he finished that one. And I got about, I had already started my section, and I got that one done and about half of the other one done while we were watching the movie. And then I finished off the row once the movie was over and I was back in my office. So that was fun. I listened to the next section of Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. And we're about halfway through now. That was chapter 44. So next we get to read through chapter 55. But it might be a little slower now that Sam is going back into school tomorrow. So she won't be able to read as often or as much. But we got through half of it just in the past week since Christmas, so that's pretty good. And I'm really loving that book, and I just want to continue. Like every time we stop, it's so hard to press pause and not keep reading. So I'm excited to get to the rest of it. Right now it is about 1 a.m. I am probably going to continue diamond painting, and I got to listen to some Blood Over Bright Haven. I probably should have filmed tonight for my December month in review and or my year in review, but this weekend has been kind of heavy on the getting chores done around the house and stuff, and I just wanted to relax and diamond paint. And part of my night was taken up by diamond painting with Matt and watching the movie. And so I'm never going to pass up an opportunity to do that. That was so sweet, the way he strolled up to my office window with the diamond painting box slung over his shoulder, like, want a diamond paint? I realize I'm very lucky to have a husband who will do that with me sometimes. It's not very often. So when he wants to do it, I'm right there. Let's do it. But yeah, that is what's been going down this weekend. I will update you later and show you whatever I manage to get done before I go to bed tonight. Update, we are this far through the second row, which is more than halfway through. And it is early Monday morning / late Sunday night. So not bad for the weekend, I think. Pretty good. I have been listening to Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wong. I'm about 52% of the way through, and it's so good. It's so good. It's blowing my mind how good it is. Anyway, loving that book. It is about 5:15, so I am going to bed. As hard as it is to stop reading and diamond painting, I gotta work. So bedtime it is, but I hope you guys have had a good weekend and have a good start to your week. It's Monday night, and after work I got 2 sections done. And yes, it is bothering me that I have to stop before the last section of the row, but it is time for bed, so I'm stopping. I finished the next section of Carry On because everyone was caught up, and now it's going to be longer before we can go on to the next section because we're waiting on Sam, who started school again today. So it's going to be a while, probably before she can catch up to where we're at. But it's so good. So then after that, I started reading Blood Over Brighthaven, and I'm about 75% of the way through that now. I don't want to stop reading and go to bed, but it's time to do that. I'm trying to film. What are you going to do? Oh, good, he's leaving. Maybe. He's standing on my drills right now. Editing Kate here, guys. I'm not going to say it's the cat's fault, but I think it might be the cat's fault. I actually realized after I recorded all of this chatting at you guys and filming my progress that the whole thing was out of focus after I manually set the focus. So I think I just happened to be setting the focus like when his ear was in the screen or something, and that's what it focused on. So this might be a section where it's better to just listen and not watch. Sorry about that. Well, I'm going to try to update you guys. We'll see if he lets me or if he gets all in my business. Can I have this? Thanks. Hey guys, it is Friday night. No, don't put your foot in it. It's Friday night. And Sebastian and I are going to diamond paint. I just got done playing an hour or so of Stardew Valley with the kids because we had to postpone our game night Wednesday and do it Friday instead because I was sick. So on Wednesday and Thursday nights, after I got done with work, I immediately crashed out both nights and slept. And I think I had a fever. Really? So it wasn't great, but it could have been worse. So I don't know what was going on. I had some stomach problems and then the feverish kind of problems, and I was really exhausted and couldn't focus. But at least I was able to work during the day and then just sleep away my non-working time. Other than that, I have been trying to get as much done on this kit as I can because soon I want to start my Fairy Tales and Folklore kit. So I want to have as much of this one done before then as I can. I am kind of like wavering a little bit on what my choice was going to be for Fairy Tales and Folklore because I had been leaning heavily towards doing Red Riding Hood by Sunset Dragon because I love that kit and I have been wanting to do that one for so long, like since before it came out, really. But I realized that this kit actually fits the theme because it's Sleeping Beauty, which fits Fairy Tale and Folklore just fine. So if I wanted to, I could like keep this one as my Fairy Tale and Folklore event kit, and then maybe kit up something for the Art by Julia DP along that my friends are hosting, because I've wanted to do an Art by Julia kit for a long time too. So I'm considering that. I don't know. I also, though, my hesitancy with that is what I'm really kind of craving is a round kit. It's been all the way since like I think I finished Halloween Cat by Puffy Gator in early October or maybe even September. I can't quite remember. And that was the last round kit I did. Everything since then has been squares. And I love squares. They're my favorite. So it hasn't been like painful or anything. But I just find myself craving doing a round kit. Like it's been a while. And I feel like that would be really fun. So none of the Art by Julia kits that I have are round kits. So then my other options are that I could maybe add in a round kit for the Fairy Tales and Folklore event. And I do have several round kits that would fit that theme. So then I'd really be doing, like, this one would count for both my Year of Disney and for Fairy Tales and Folklore. But then I could also do another Fairy Tales and Folklore kit. So the other option is I could just focus on this one till it's done, which is not something I typically do, have just one whip, but it seems to be working out that way a lot lately. And this is going faster than I thought it would because it's the only kit I have to work on right now. I'm in the third row and I only have these 3 sections left of the third row, which for me, for a kit this size, is pretty fast. So I don't know. To be determined. TBD. Reading-wise, I have finished... I can't remember what the last update I gave you is for what I was reading. I had been reading Blood Over Brighthaven, and I can't remember if I updated you since I finished it, but it was really good. And I felt like, man, I was halfway through that book, and it felt like we were hitting the climax already, because there was so much going on, and so many big reveals, and it just felt really epic. And the rest of the book kind of was, I was worried it wasn't going to be as exciting, but it didn't really have that problem. It was good up until the end. Another one of those books, kind of like Heartless, where I wished for a different outcome than what happened, just for various reasons, but it probably had the outcome it should have had. So I gave it 5 stars again. So that's technically the first book I finished of 2026, and it was a 5-star, so that's a great way to start out the year. And then after that, I read the book club book for Natalie and Michaela's book club this month, which is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly, is it Jackson? And I gave that one 4 stars. I finished reading that. It was not very long, but it was pretty good. It had a very unique concept. So it's a thriller, and a lot of thrillers are like murder mysteries, but in this case, the victim got attacked but didn't die right away. Like, she had a brain injury and then found out that she could either choose to, I don't think this is a spoiler because it's like in the write-up of the book. She could either choose to have a surgery where there was a 90% chance she wouldn't make it through the surgery, or if she didn't have the surgery, she would eventually have an aneurysm in about give or take a few days, and so she'd only have an extra week to live. And she decides to use that week to try and solve her own murder. So, really unique concept, and I felt like it was carried out really well within the book. So I really enjoyed that. There was one major thing within the story that felt wrong to me that I can't talk about because it is a spoiler. And that's why I kind of knocked off a star for it, because my brain can't get past that. But other than that, and it's like a minor thing. It's not even really to do with the main plot. It's just something that as a mom doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I took a star off. But yeah, it's really good. So if you're joining in on the book club this month, I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, so I finished that, and then my Libby app came up with another one for me to borrow, which was The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow, which is fun because my friend C is reading that right now too, so we're kind of reading it at the same time. She's ahead of me though, so she might finish first. But I started that one, I think, yesterday, and it's really cool because it's like a time loop kind of time travel plot, which is one of my favorite kinds of tropes to read. I don't know if time travel is really a trope, but more of a like plot device. and that's one of my favorite things to read about, so I'm excited to see. It's reminding me a little bit of How to Become the Dark Lord Without Even Trying. Is that How to Become the... Maybe it's just How to Become the Dark Lord. I don't remember. But that was one that I read last year and really liked. And this one's reminding me of it just because of the time loop kind of aspect and also the humor. I didn't expect there to be so much humor in this one because it just, by the description, it didn't seem like that type of a book, but there's actually a lot of funny moments. So I'm really enjoying that. But I'm only about 40% of the way in, so we'll see how that continues. I'm liking it a lot so far. And then, speaking of How to Become the Dark Lord, it's How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. That's the first book. So the second book in that series is Everyone Wants to Rule the World Except Me. And I have been waiting for that one in Libby for a couple months, and it just popped up for me. So once I'm done with The Everlasting, then I will get to read that one, and I'm really excited about it because that was a really good first book. And what else? This weekend, I don't have much planned. Because I was sick during the week, I didn't get to film anything. Like, not any vlog updates really after Tuesday-ish, and I didn't get to film any of my month in review for December or my year in review. So that didn't go up like I wanted it to. So I'm hoping I get to film that tomorrow so I can have it up for Sunday. And I don't know if I should just combine my December month in review with my year in review and stick them both in one video, or if I should separate them. Because my month in reviews usually include like all of my reading I did for the month and everything too. And I don't know if people would want to like skip ahead past that to get to the year in review, or if I should just separate the videos. The only reason I wouldn't want to separate them is because it's already what is it today? The 9th. So the video for Sunday would be the 11th, and that would mean my year in review would be even later than that, but I guess it doesn't matter all that much. I still don't know how I want to do my year in review. I've seen people do different setups, like ranking their least favorite to most favorite kit they worked on, or doing it in chronological order, which is what I think I did last year, because I don't know, it makes my brain happy to go in order that way. And I'd have a hard time picking between some of the kits I did to try and rank them. So I'm leaning towards chronological order, but I've never tried ranking them before, and that could be fun. I guess we'll see what happens. I do feel like ranking them does give a little extra something versus just kind of repeating what my month in reviews have already done. And so I don't know. We'll see. And then this video will probably not go up until after those videos are up anyway, so you guys probably already know what I did. I could be working on that right now instead of diamond painting, but I do those videos like face to face, and my hair is not happy with me right now. And so I don't want to film when my hair looks all crazy. So I'll wait probably till tomorrow after I can take a shower and then blow dry it so that it doesn't look all crazy. That's my plan. But yeah, I'm working on Sleeping Beauty's face right now, and it's super fun, and I'm excited. I don't think I'm gonna save any of these sections to be last because none of them are perfectly centered over a good subject for that. So I think I'm just gonna go row by row until I get to the end. But yeah, I think that might be all I had to update you guys on. I'm not sure if I can think of anything else that's been happening because I've mostly been out of it sleeping when I'm not working. So I think I will check in with you guys later. As you can see, I have now flipped the canvas so that the long part is hanging off the undone part. And I am working on this third row here. And because, yeah, that's about when I start to not be able to reach, is about the third row. But yeah, I'm making lots of progress, a lot faster than I thought I would on this kit, but it's going really fast. And it looks really pretty. Why are you upside down? Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a nice foot kick. Handsome. Oh, wow, another one. Yeah. Cutie. It's Saturday night. It's about 3 a.m. I just finished filming my December month in review and 2025 year in review mashup video. I decided to go ahead and put them all together this time just because I had been sick and I ran out of time, and so I thought doing them all as one video would kind of get them both knocked out, and hopefully that goes well. I am definitely not going to be able to finish editing that tonight to have up tomorrow because, like I said, it's 3 a.m. already and I just finished filming it. Earlier tonight, I was on a call with my friends, and so we talked for hours like we usually do when we get on a call, and it was a great time. But it meant that I didn't get to finish filming that until late, so totally worth it. I will have that up hopefully Monday because I should be able to edit it tomorrow. That's my plan anyway. I'm about to have a little snack. Chocolate satin pie. It's leftover from New Year's and it's the last piece, so womp womp. Anyway, I finished the third row of Maleficent's Curse today. I might start the next section maybe. And I am considering maybe this weekend kitting up another kit. I'm just not sure which direction I'm gonna go next. I am kind of in the mood to do a round kit. I haven't done one in a while, and there are a couple of round kits that would work really well for fairy tales and folklore, but if I kit one of those up now, there's a good chance I'll finish it before February when the event starts. So I don't know. I could also kit up Red Riding Hood, which was my original event choice for fairy tales and folklore. So I think Indecision is what's causing me not to be able to figure out what I'm doing next. So I usually end up just not doing anything, and if that's the case, I'll get more done on Maleficent's Curse. So I guess I can't really lose no matter which way I decide to go, or if I don't make a decision and just default to this one. I guess we'll see what happens. Hey, it is Sunday night. The weekend is already over. I feel like this weekend was like mostly cleaning. We did take the lights down outside, the Christmas lights, so we're all put away for the year. I did do a little bit of diamond painting. I'll show you an update here in a second, but it felt like not very much, and I didn't get much reading done either, although I did catch up to the most recent section of Carry On that the kids and I are reading, and we are on the last section as soon as Sam finishes up the one that we were on, and I'm very excited because I'm enjoying that book a whole lot, and I don't know if they're going to want to wait to read the rest of them together, but I really want to read the rest of the series. And I'm excited to find out which book we spin next, because I don't know what the other ones are except for the other one that was mine that I gave them. So I did unbox all of my Black Friday kits finally, and I'll show you the Treasure Quest cards I got. I was actually pretty lucky with these. I got bronze for Make Your Own Destiny, bronze for cat art, bronze for the Little Ristorante, it's so cute, bronze for Let Down Your Hair, and then I got silver for a rainy summer day, which is awesome, and gold for spirits, and gold for dreams are what you make them. So I got 2 golds. That means I am 2 golds away from being able to redeem a custom, but I don't know what I would get for a custom yet. I've been noodling on it. I definitely want one. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. So I'll have to think about that more. But I have been playing some My Time at Sandrock today after I got done editing my December month in review and year in review mashup video. That was a beast to edit, probably because I wasn't really in the mood to edit today, but it had to get done today or it just wouldn't have gone up. So it's already a day late from when I wanted it to go up. And so I made myself finish and now it's scheduled. So I let myself play a little bit of video games after that. I am pretty tired, but it's a little earlier than I would normally go to bed. But I think I'm going to go to bed early anyway, because I feel like I don't often get enough sleep. But here, let me show you the progress on Maleficent's Curse. So I did finish off this row and came back and did one section of the next row. The next section is Maleficent's face, and I did consider leaving that to last, but it kind of cuts off like partway through her face, so it felt a little weird. Like if it was centered on her face, I think I'd leave it to last, but since it's not, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do it. But I might record myself doing that one as a time lapse. I had recorded part of Aurora's face, and that would have been earlier in this vlog if I decide to show it. Because unfortunately something happened with the focus. I tried to focus on the drill field so that it would be in focus the whole time, no matter if my hand was going in front of it or what. And it focused in a weird spot, so the time-lapse would be slightly fuzzy if I decide to use it. But if I don't use it, I'd want to use the audio from when I was talking to you guys. But that would mean you'd be able to hear me diamond painting, but it wouldn't be at the same, like, it wouldn't match what I was doing on screen if I replace it with different time-lapse footage, which is annoying to me sometimes. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. You guys will probably know already because that would have been earlier in the video. So that's my update for the weekend. It felt like it just flew by and I barely got a weekend at all because there was a lot of chores happening, and tonight I cooked steak and mashed potatoes for dinner and it took like a couple hours to make, but my husband was like raving about it, so it felt pretty good that he liked what I made, because I feel like steak is not something that I am super well versed with, but this time I got it perfect for him. Like, it wasn't too well done. It was very tender. I make this like garlic mustard butter sauce to go on it, and it's really good. And then the mashed potatoes turned out really well too. So we had salad, and Casey barely ate because he wasn't hungry. But at least Matt liked it. I don't know. Anyway, that took up a lot of my evening, and he helped. He was chopping potatoes for me and stuff, so otherwise it would have taken even longer. I'm just tired. Got another week of work coming up. That's all I got for you. Hello guys, it is Tuesday evening. I just finished a FaceTime call with Sam and Fletcher, my kiddos, because we all finished Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, which was our first buddy read book for the year, and I was actually the last person to finish because I was just ready for that last sprint, and they both finished today while I was at work. So after I got done with work, I was like, okay, let's read real quick. And I only had like half an hour left on the book because that's how fast the last chapters went or whatever. So I finished that up, and then we got on a FaceTime call to talk about the book and find out what we were going to be reading next. And I spun my little spinny wheel. I wanted to film a recording of me doing that, but because we were on a call, my screen recorder on my phone won't record audio, so it would have been weird. But I will switch over now and show you the little booklet Sam made, because we spun one of Sam's choices, and it was number 5, and I'll show you what we're reading. Here's the little booklet Sam made, and when you open up the first page, it says, set in Greek mythology, this is the journey of a daughter of a god. We are reading Circe by Madeline Miller. So yeah, we're reading Circe by Madeline Miller, and I'm really excited about it because I think we're still going to be reading it. I'm guessing we're still going to be reading it in February when the Fairy Tales and Folklore event happens. So it's so perfect because it's a retelling of a Greek myth, and it fits right in with what I'll be, working on and seeing on my feed and all that, with everybody working on myths and fairy tales and legends. And so yeah, the vibes are perfect. Now it's a bit later and I had a little snack, and I think I might actually, speaking of fairy tales and folklore, I think tonight's the night I'm gonna kit up my fairy tales and folklore kit, which is gonna be Red Riding Hood. I'm so excited. This kit is so gorgeous, and I have been wanting to work on this one since it came out, since before it came out. I'm just so excited to do this one. It is another big square kit, which is all I've been working on lately, but I'm okay with that. Like, I think if I was doing a lot of round kits in a row, I'd be more tired of it, but squares are my favorite. So what I'm thinking is, if I start this now and work on this and Maleficent's Curse, like back and forth, there's a chance maybe I could finish it before the end of February and maybe work on another one, like a small round kit that would be perfect for the event too. And then I'd have 2 kits done for the event. But if I don't get to another round kit for the event, that's okay. I will at least try to finish this one before the end. And honestly, if I don't finish it before the end of February, that's fine too. The only reason I want to finish kind of quickly is because there's so many kits I want to work on this year, and the faster I get some done, the more kits I can work on. But March is also Mini DP Madness. My friends are hosting that event, and so I will probably be working on some mini dazzles during March, which is perfect because if I still have some of these other bigger kits going, I can work on mini dazzles in between those real easy and get some of those done for the event. So yes, I'm so excited. I'm gonna kit this up tonight and it should be a good time. I don't think I'm gonna film my whole kitting up process because I wanna use my phone to listen to my audiobook and stuff, but I did wanna mention something that I have found to make kitting up a whole lot easier for me, because I know a lot of people do it differently. So I use either Elizabeth Ward trays or Diamond Art Club trays, which have a similar function where there's different size containers. There's smalls, then there's the mediums, and then large, and then I don't think I have an extra large out here, but I'll grab it from my drawer if I need it, which I probably will. But anyway, anytime you're kitting up into a container system that has variable sizes, here's what I do that helps me a lot. I start with the smallest strip of drills, which is usually the very middle of the drill pack. So I start with the smallest strip of drills and I start filling the smallest containers. And then I go, starting with the smallest, and then I go to the next smallest strand and fill up as many of these small containers as I possibly can before I have to move in to the larger ones. And then that way, if I want to keep it to one tray, then if I get to the big bags of drills and I can't fit any more really extra large sizes in here, I will just open like one bag of these 2 bags of 310 and put it in a smaller, a smaller container and keep it in here, and then just keep the full extra bag in the box of the kit until I need to refill that container. And then that way I don't use a bunch of really extra large containers when I'm kitting up unless I, have the room to do so. So I have found that that helps me a lot to kit up efficiently and to make the best use of space in my container tray. Just passing along a tip that has helped me. Hope it helps you guys. This is not helpful, in case you were wondering. I can't kit up with you there. Oh, did I pet you too rough? Sorry. Well, this is how far I've made it so far. I have that many more to do. Not that you can really see. Yeah. Handsome. And there we have it, arranged in color order. She's so beautiful. I'm definitely gonna start at the bottom of this one. I love these flowers here, but all the most interesting stuff is here at the top. The apples and her face, and of course our big bad wolf. So yeah, this is gonna be, here, let me see if I can, woo. There we go. That's the whole thing. It is smaller than Maleficent's Curse by a bit, so I'm hoping it won't take too long.
We have strawberry. That's it. Keep those Stranger Things episodes rolling. New season this week. I gotta catch back up.
Hey guys, it's Wednesday night. Just realized that where I placed my phone to record this is going to make it difficult to diamond paint over here to the left of this section. But that's okay, I guess. We'll just straighten things out after we place them. It's fine. Anyway, oh, I'm being yelled at by a cat. I just took a clip of him being outside the door, looking at me with his soulful eyes, because I wouldn't go open the door for him because I didn't want him to walk on my diamond painting. Yeah, so it's Wednesday. I am working on the very first section of Red Riding Hood, which is so exciting. Earlier tonight was game night with the kids, and we played Don't Starve together, which that's the first time we all played that. And at first we tried playing on like regular survival mode. Dude, that game is hard. Like none of us knew what we were doing, and we kept dying. And it's not easy to resurrect in that game. Like you don't just die and then resurrect automatically. You have to find a certain thing, or you can resurrect someone else with a certain item, but you have to have the right materials. It's kind of crazy. And so we went to the relaxed mode after a while, and even that was not easy. It was easier, but I wouldn't call it relaxed. I think the game's lying, but it was fun. I really wish Fletcher could get My Time at Sandrock to work on his computer. I bought that for the kids so that we could all play, and then Fletcher couldn't get it to work, and so we haven't been able to play it together, and that sucks because I've been playing it single player, and so has Casey, and we're both kind of like obsessed with it right now. I haven't played very much because I still want to diamond paint, and in order to have time to diamond paint, I can't spend a lot of time doing other stuff because most of my time is spent working anyway, so yeah. But I've sneaked in some play sessions here and there, and it's been a good time. My cat is cracking me up. Yeah, this camera placement is not the greatest. I keep trying to find a good one that will make it so you can see what I'm doing, and for me to still be able to see, but I keep failing, so I'm gonna try and move you and see if I can get it looking better. Okay, I don't know. How's that? We'll see how this works. So, I mean, it's working a little better for my placement, that's for sure. Anyway, I worked today as usual and then had that game night with the kids. And after that, I worked a little bit more. And now it's diamond painting time, and I'm really excited about working on this kit. I am about to set up my whip wheel here soon so that it'll go back and forth between this one and Maleficent's Curse. But tonight I just made an executive decision to just start this one because once you kit something up, then you have to at least do one section. And I kit this one up yesterday. I didn't even get to do a section yesterday. So today I'm taking my due. I've been catching up on a lot of YouTube. I usually watch YouTube while I'm at work and then read after work. So I haven't started reading tonight because I just barely started diamond painting. But I did finish The Everlasting yesterday, and that one was really good. I gave it 5 stars. It's very fairy tale-esque, which I appreciate. I love books that are kind of like dreamy fairy tales. And that's not to say there wasn't bad stuff going on. Like, there were stakes, definitely. But it just felt otherworldly, and I love that. When a book can feel like you're reading something that's not of this world, I don't know. So tonight, I actually have 2 books in my Libby waiting for me to read. And the first section of our new buddy read with the kids is waiting for me at any point, which is Circe by Madeline Miller. So I have a lot of choices. In Libby, I tend to go in order of how I receive them and which one is due back next. But the next 2 that I have waiting for me are 2 days apart to be returned. One has 9 days left and one has 11 days left. So either way, and they're both, one's 11 hours and one's 12 hours. So they're both going to be pretty short. And I'm not worried about being able to get them back in time. So I could really listen to them in any order. And I'm actually kind of leaning towards the one that has 11 days left because I'm just more in the mood for it right now. It's called Love's a Witch. And it is based in Scotland, which is one of my favorite locales for when I'm reading or watching anything. I think it comes from how big of a Highlander the series fan I was as a teen and still am. Side note, the new Highlander movie reboot that's coming out at the end of this year, allegedly, we'll see, with Henry Cavill. Oh, you guys know, I am so excited for that. I am used to being disappointed with Highlander movies. And if you are a fan of the franchise, you might have similar feelings. The first movie is really the only somewhat good movie in that franchise. And then the series took that and built upon it and made it even better. But then they made, somewhere in there was Highlander 2 and 3, the movies, and those were both awful. And then they made Highlander 4 Endgame, which brought in Duncan MacLeod, who was from the TV series, to be with his quote-unquote cousin Connor MacLeod from the movies. But they completely ruined Duncan's character from a fairly big event that happened in the show. It's like that never happened in this movie. And it was so disappointing. And I'm still angry about it all these years later because it's been a long time. after that movie, they made a for TV movie called Highlander the Source, which even the show creator disavows now. So, like, nobody liked that one. It's like they say, oh no, this was all just a dream Duncan had. It's not really part of canon. So you can see how bad that one was. All that to say is I have hope for the new reboot. There's been some new information out about it recently, and it sounds like it's going to be kind of not really a remake of the original Highlander movie, but more of a mashup of that and some of the things from the series. So I don't know whether that makes me feel hopeful because the series was better, or concerned because I don't know what they're doing. But either way, it has Henry Cavill, so that is automatically something in its favor. I love Henry Cavill. And it's got pretty much a stacked cast too, like Russell Crowe and Karen Gillan and a whole bunch of other people. So really pumped for that. If I end up hating it, it is what it is. Either way, I'm just glad they're still making stuff for this franchise that I love. So, I'm trying to remember. I told myself not to forget why I was talking about that, because I know it was a side note. I was talking about books. Oh my gosh, I have forgotten it. Anyway, oh, Scotland. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking that my love for the Highlander franchise might be why I'm obsessed with all things Scotland when it's in books or movies or whatever. So that said, this book, Love's a Witch, is set in Scotland. And there's magic and a grumpy, I don't know if it's grumpy sunshine or just grumpy regular, but the male love interest is described as being grumpy, and I don't know, for some reason I love it. I love a grumpy sunshine. So I'm hoping it's a grumpy sunshine. But yeah, that one sounds really good, and I'm just kind of more in the mood for that one. The other one is the other option that I have to choose from in Libby is Everyone Wants to Rule the World Except Me. And it's the second book in the series by Django Wexler. I read the first book not that long ago, which was How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. And that was a really, really good book. So I've been eagerly awaiting the second one to come up in Libby. And now that it's finally here, I'm kind of like not in the mood for it at this exact second. And I think it's because The Everlasting had some similar themes of like, well, I sort of got into it when I read the first book in this series, but basically it was a lot of time loop stuff, which I love a time loop trope. So really excited to read that and loved it. And The Everlasting also had kind of a time loop thing going on, which I loved about it. I'm just not sure I want to read them back to back like that and have them be potentially too similar in my brain. So I'm thinking Love's a Witch might be a good palate cleanser. That's my thought anyway. And I could always start reading it and see how I feel. And if I feel like switching over to Everyone Wants to Rule the World but me, except me, I don't... Those titles are so long, I always get them mixed up in my head, but I could always switch over to that one and switch back and forth if I want. I just tend to, with books, I tend to pick one to focus on and then get through it before I read another one, unless there's something that, you know, I have to wait for. Like when we're doing our buddy reads, I have to wait until we're all caught up to the same section before I read anymore. And that's usually the only time that I jump back and forth between books. That said, I have been reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, book 6, for like several weeks now because I keep having stuff pop up in Libby, and I own book 6 of Dungeon Crawler Carl in my Audible. So I keep focusing more on the Libby books because they're due back and I don't own them. So I feel more urgency to read them when they come in. And then they keep coming. So that's why that one has been on my in progress list for so long. But I do want to hurry up and finish it at some point here, because I also still have to read book 7 before book 8 comes out in May. So I have plenty of time. I don't want to finish too early, but I also don't want to leave it too late either. So that's just my musings. I am thinking I will go with Love's a Witch tonight and see how I feel about it. And yeah, that's after I get done chatting with you guys. I'm trying to think. Tomorrow, my friend Jessica is coming over for a diamond painting night. So that'll be fun. I don't know which kit I'll be working on. I might have the wheel tell me. We'll see. For Jessica's birthday back in November, I got her the National Parks Mini Dazzle set because she's a big hiker and outdoorsy person and she loves the national parks. And I told her she could decide if she wanted me to do them for her so I could get them framed and she could just hang them up, or if she wanted to do them herself, that's totally cool too. I didn't want to lay a project on her as a gift and then expect her to, to have to do that in order to make use of the items if she doesn't diamond paint regularly like I do. But she decided she wants to do them. So I don't know if she'll bring those or if she'll bring the whip that she's been working on since she started diamond painting, which is around the time that I started diamond painting. So it's been a few years. Dang, it's been like 5 years. No, not that long. No, yeah, it has. It's been 5 years since I just started diamond painting, and I introduced her to it that same year. I think she did finish one other project, like she paused and put this one aside and finished another project that I had gotten her, which was a friend's diamond painting back at the time. So she's finished one before, but she's been working on this same whip for that long because she only works on it pretty much when she comes over and hangs out with me. So we'll see what she decides to bring tomorrow. I'm excited. Maybe she'll bring a cross stitch. Who knows? She does more cross stitch than diamond painting. So I'm sure I will film a little bit of that tomorrow. I am doing my best to try and get more footage for my vlogs because I feel like for the past few weeks that I've been doing them, I haven't been getting enough interesting footage, and then it's hard to edit the vlog into something that makes sense. So I'm trying to vary this one a little bit more and making a point out of filming when things happen that are interesting. My mental health has not been in the best of places lately with things going on in the world. That's really nothing new I was going to say this year, but it's now 2026. That's nothing new lately, but things just seem to be getting worse, like every day, and it compounds and compounds. So it's making it really hard for me to feel like anything I'm doing has a point, including like vlogging and stuff like that. But I do think it's important to vlog what it's like to live in this country right now as somebody who has such a limited impact on the decisions that get made. I can just vote. And then once I'm done voting, that's really all I can do other than protest whenever there's an organized protest that I can make it to, etc. Anyway, it's surreal being a part of this country right now and not being able to recognize it hardly at all as my country that I have grown up living in and loving and contributing to, and not knowing what it's gonna turn into, like what it's gonna look like tomorrow. I don't talk about it every week on here, but I do kind of feel like it's important to talk about because none of us are living in a vacuum. And I know that we go to YouTube to escape all of that a lot of the time. But for these vlogs where I'm kind of chronicling what's going on in my life at the time, I think it would be valuable for me to be able to look back on my vlogs in the future and see how I was feeling at certain times in history, because what's happening right now is pretty historical. And I can't personally just continue on living my life as if nothing important is happening. So it really does impact every aspect of my life. It's hard to focus at work. It's hard to do my hobbies without intrusive thoughts. I have to use a lot of escapism and distraction to keep my mental health in a place that's level, and it doesn't always work. And I just want you to know that if you are feeling that way too, you're not alone. So yeah, I don't have all the answers, but I just want to be real here on my channel about what's going on in my brain at any given moment. And this is how I feel in January of 2026. Oh man, this kit is so much color blocking in a good way. I am loving this so far, and I realize I'm only on the first section, but this is one of those, this is my first Sunset Dragon kit, and it's one of those art styles where there's like lines and then you fill it in like a coloring book, and I'm just all about it. So I'm really excited to continue working on this. But yeah, that is the update for now. I will check in with you guys later. It's later now. Jessica left a while ago and I worked a bit longer. We had such a good time. We had Roadhouse for dinner and diamond painted and chatted, and this is how much I got done while we were visiting. So hopefully I can finish this tonight. Since I'm done with work now, I'm thinking I will diamond paint. I did transfer a lot of the footage from the past couple of weeks to my computer so that I can start editing this vlog and hopefully not do it all in one night, the night before it needs to go up. Sometimes I'm good at that. Sometimes. It is Thursday, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned that today. And I have been mostly rewatching some of my old vlogs today because I find it really comforting. I know what's going to happen, and I like looking back on what was happening a year or two ago. It's kind of fun. It's part of the reason I do these vlogs, is to have them to look back on and see what the family was up to and all that stuff. It's heartwarming. But I might do some reading tonight. I still haven't decided which of those 2 books I'm going to start. I haven't started either one yet, but I need to make that decision soon and get on it so that I can finish them and return them in time. I'm pretty tired. It's about 2:20 now, and so I have a couple hours left before it's bedtime, but I have to charge my phone, so I won't be able to listen to my audiobook for a while at least. So I'm trying to decide if I want to play a little My Time at Sandrock or just keep watching videos and diamond paint. We'll see. And it's done. First row. That only took 2 days, and they were working days. And there's 10 rows on this kit, so, if I do a row every 2 days, that would only be 20 days. But I doubt we're going to be going that fast. Oh no, is your bowl empty? Oh no! What do we do? What do we do, guys? Uh-huh. Tell me. You too? Where should I put it? Should I put it in the bowl? Okay, but let me get some to fix it, or I'll just... Here, fix it. There. There. Ravenous. It's Friday night. I've been spending the evening after work editing this vlog, and it's pretty long. So, I didn't get all the way through what footage I have so far, but I am feeling really tired and kind of headachy. So maybe I'm still residual sick from earlier this week. So I think I might just go to bed early. It's like not even 2 a.m., so that's pretty early for me. Letting the dogs out, feeding the cats. Hi guys! And then I'm gonna crash. So I'll check in tomorrow and close out the vlog then. And now it's Saturday. I spent the day doing errands. My cat's trying to knock over, yep, he's trying to knock over my phone. There is Sebastian. I spent my day running errands. I had to go to Costco to pick up some prescriptions, and I went to my dad's to help him with a computer thing. I swear. Thanks, Sebastian. And then I came home and Matt made hot dogs for dinner and suddenly salad, and then he and I watched some shows and movies. We watched the first episode of 11/22/63, which is a show based on the Stephen King novel of that name that I read a couple years ago. Really loved the book. Interested to see how the show changes up what happens in the book or not. So I'm excited about that, and he's excited to watch it. He loves time travel stuff too, and that one's about time travel. And he likes political intrigue if it's done the right way. So we'll see if this is a show he sticks with. He's notorious for starting shows and then getting bored with them, so we'll see how long it lasts. But then after the first pilot episode, we watched The Family Plan 2. We had watched the first one together whenever it came out. I guess that's been a couple years too, with Mark Wahlberg, and he used to be a spy or something like that. And this one was like the follow-up to that, and it was pretty good, just like the first one. Funny. We liked it. I think I am still a little bit sick because I went to bed early last night, like I said I was going to, and I slept like 10 hours. And then this evening I was feeling really cold, so all I wanted to do was cuddle up in bed and watch shows. But after the shows were over and he was going to bed, I felt okay enough to get up and start working on editing this vlog some more, which I did get, thankfully, a lot of it edited the other day, like I said I was going to. So it hasn't taken me long to finish up this editing, and then this is the last clip that's going in. So thank you so much for being here. This was a long one. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed, and I will DAC you all in the next video. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.